What's up, Mavericks? All right.
Only doctor.
So, you're scaring me. So, welcome to the next episode of Black Maverick Talks. As you could probably tell, we have recorded the last few episodes in the same clothes because it's taking place the same day.
No, see, what happens is we're actually cartoon characters, and the animators, it takes a long time for them to just think of new outfits all the time. So they thought we should just wear the same thing. You know?
It makes sense. You know, this is a nice shirt.
To prove that I am, not a real person and I'm just an animated, can people do this really? Like look at that. We're all AI. We're AI, you know? So.
I'm not AI.
Yes, you are.
I'm a real boy.
That's exactly what an AI would say. You're a few ones and zeros away from wondering if you die or not.
Well, put in the comments, are we real or fake? These days you really can't tell, can you? So,
Stupid.
Moving on. Today we're going to do a review of Twisters. I genuinely enjoyed this movie until I didn't.
I mean, the people, they reviewed it, they was like, it's a good time. They said it was like a popcorn flick, don't think about it too much, but Lord have mercy on the soul that exists within the meat body that is me.
Yeah.
What the heck? Am I just a negative Nancy or something?
I mean, you are a fairly negative person.
Well, it's like, first of all...
Oh God, here we go.
You have a pickup truck, right? And then it's driving into the tornado. And then it puts down the things the first, like...
That's a fair point. That's
so unrealistic.
How did it not fly? You know what?
Like the truck should have been got yoinked by the tornado, because the tornado isn't the smoke column. It's all of the wind that surrounds it. So once you get like into a certain point, it's kind of like an event horizon for tornadoes where there's no turning back. You just fly and then you'll go into the funnel. But he goes into the tornado, the physical one, and then he digs his thing. So like, what's the point? That's supposed to hold you before the tornado gets there. And also, that's not going to do much if you don't have any covers to hold to mask the under part of it, because then the updraft could get in there and then pull you out of the roots. So it's like, so the science behind the tornadoes in this movie was kind of weird. And what's funny is that when I went to watch Godzilla and Kong, and that's when I saw the trailer for this movie. And the person next to me was like, so unrealistic. And I'm like, really? You're talking about unrealism in a movie that you're about to watch a giant lizard and a giant monkey fight each other that's the size of buildings, and you saying Chasing Tornado is unrealistic? Okay.
I mean,
but after seeing this movie, he might have had something. He might have.
He was on to something.
Cause ain't no small pickup truck driving into a tornado unscathed. Like, what?
Here's the thing. If there's a trailer, play the trailer. Actually, let's get a little bit of trailer action going.
No trailer. Okay.
There's a trailer.
Oh, fuck.
They're making it nice, you know. Supposed to have a good time, and then something goes wrong.
People are so stupid in this movie too. Like they act like they don't live in Tornado Valley.
I was about to say, maybe if this was New York, you'd see that type of slow reaction time.
Yeah, but tornadoes don't really happen over here.
That's what I'm saying. You see that type of slow reaction time because we don't know what to do. But
like when we had the earthquake,
right?
When we had the earthquake, we just froze.
Okay, look. Okay, pause.
Pause.
So remember, he was just talking about how the dude drove into the tornado and put his shit in the ground.
His truck was like a little bit bigger. Look at that truck. His truck was like a little bit bigger than that, and it was red.
Yes.
It was red.
But check it out. When if you go back 5 seconds, the tornado was nowhere near, like the truck was nowhere near the center of the tornado.
But the wind
on the outside,
the main funnel.
Right. Press play. Look at that. Look at how far away the tornado was. That's more realistic. That's what would probably
I've
happen.
seen tornadoes like this before, and we need your help.
No, I don't chase anymore.
Kate, we can save lives.
I'll give you 1 week.
All right, fellas. We got PhDs from NASA, FEMA, and Kate.
She's the smartest person I know.
Yeah. Pause that. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not believe that a PhD automatically qualifies you as being extremely intelligent. I've come across some people with PhDs that are stupid.
Yeah, all that means is you have a good memory.
Right. You're able to take tests and all that. I do think it's highly likely that there are plenty of people that know more than those with degrees or even certifications that aren't given, their credit. Like, that's fine. But this movie didn't go about it in a good way, okay? This character here is the definition of a Mary Sue. The definition. They dive into her backstory at a certain point in this movie.
She did study like meteorologist, storm chase, and all of that stuff. But she was so proficient at it that she had like a nose for it, where she didn't have to use technology.
It was
she could
supernatural.
She can smell when a tornado was gonna appear, right? She's like this, that, next, and she was like a pro. She was a master.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a chance that you can become so good at storm chasing that you can just tell by how the clouds accumulate. What's gonna happen. You could have it down to a science. All right. So that part, I was like, all right. If this is her passion and this is what she was really into, all right, okay, no problem. I think my issue wasn't her skill set; it was her character. She was just such a see you next Tuesday to everyone around her.
Right. She was very dismissive of people.
And then
she didn't connect with anyone in the movie.
People was just praising her nonstop, like to the point where it was jarring. It was like, oh, she's the smartest one I know. Oh, you're so beautiful. And I'm pretty sure one person was like, can I marry you? And I'm just like, shut.
Yeah.
What? Yo.
But she wasn't being nice to these people.
Yeah.
She was looking down on them, kind of like with a smug look, like stupid.
There was this one scene where one person offered her pizza, and she opened the door. She was like, and he was like, howdy, I bought your pizza, and she was just like.
That was the love interest.
So I'm like, what?
But guess what? He stayed and waited.
Yeah, he stayed and waited for her to. What if she never came back? You would have just been standing there for the rest of the night?
Yes.
So everybody adores her. Yeah. And mind you, her backstory is her arrogance got a couple of her friends killed. And she was kind of feeling bad about that, but she's acting like her friend that's in it, the dude that played the guy from
right
Transformers.
Here. Yeah,
him,
this guy right here.
He was there too, so he also lost friends, but she acts like she's the only one that lost anyone, right? And so when he was like, you think you act like
him. Thanks, Bill.
You think you're the only one that lost something? I lost friends too, and it wasn't my fault. It was your fault.
Guess what her reaction was?
She ran away.
Right.
She never came back and apologized. He was actually gonna apologize to her
because she treated him like him saying that made him some sort of villain.
Yeah, it's like
him saying that was true.
Bro, everybody was like, I don't know about this, but you insisted, and then so they came on. You was like, all right, you're the expert, so let's keep going.
She was the one that insisted.
She's the one that got them killed. She never apologized.
Not just her friends, dude. Her boyfriend or fiance.
So she got all these people killed, and she never apologized to him for it. Instead, it made him feel like the bad guy, and then at the end, it's like she's the hero. Like,
at the end, this is the thing. A movie like this doesn't need to be political. It doesn't.
Like
this
I
is
said
the type
earlier,
of movie that should just be fun.
Listen, like I said earlier, Gary Stews, they suck too.
Gary Stews do suck.
She's a Mary Sue, and she sucked.
She's definitely a Mary Sue.
And it's not because of her skill set, right? It's not just...
You know who's low-key a Gary Stew? The love interest. The love interest was low-key a Gary Stew as well.
No,
but the thing is, he was more charismatic.
You wonder why he wasn't a Gary Stew?
Why?
Because he did have a flaw. He liked her.
That's a good one. No, when they went into his backstory or lack thereof, they pretty much just shed, He's real. I'm real smart too. Yeah. Don't confuse this redneck persona.
He's like, where you from,
I'm
city
very
girl?
intelligent.
You from the north?
And now they both start just speaking all sciencey and all that shit.
Like I said, I have no issue with their area of expertise. It's the character that annoys me.
They don't show how they gain this area of expertise, or at the very least, the way that they go about showing it to me.
Well, no. It was
not
already
really
established that they were storm chasers for quite some time. So you don't have to go into that. If you're shown that they're actively doing something, you like say someone is a martial artist and you see their first action fighting. So you already know that they're a martial art and that they know how to fight.
Yes.
Right? So them either talking about it or teaching it or doing or talking about it, whatever the hell, you'd be like, I mean, yeah, it's fair to know because they've been doing it for a while. I've been doing martial arts for 10 years.
You know why I didn't like his character though? Because they didn't show him like that.
They showed him storm chasing.
Their first portrayal of him was him basically coming across her, the friend, a group.
But he was already a part of the team.
He was a part of a storm chasing team.
Yeah.
But he went to her to ask her some questions.
Because everybody knew that she was the bestest ever.
The bestest ever.
That's literally the only reason.
They go along later on in the movie to show that he's basically just as skilled as she is.
Yeah.
But he constantly asks other people their opinion.
Because I guess he's trying to put on a persona. He's trying to not show that he knows as much. You know,
he dumbs himself down.
And then now that he was around somebody who can match his intelligence, he's able to open up, and they was able to bond over the destruction.
That is awful bonding.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I call tornadoes?
What?
I call them God fingers. They're just he just bored one day and he's just dragging his finger through the sand and watching the chaos unfold.
Bruh. I liked the guy's character more. I can't remember his name.
The cowboy or
the
G.I.
cowboy.
Joe dude?
The cowboy.
Oh, cowboy.
Only because he was charismatic. You know, he was a likable person. He joked around a lot, and you could tell that he really loved the people he worked with.
Yeah, he was like, howdy.
He cared about them.
Yo,
you know?
she went straight for the insults, and it's like
she went for the juggler. He didn't even do anything.
He's like, hey, how you doing? He's like, better than you. What the hell?
She was wilding out,
and she's like. And then treating her sass like the ultimate comeback, talking about I don't got my face on shirts. Oh, what are you losing your mind for? Calm down.
Dude has his face on a shirt because he's highly popular.
It's like
I bet mad people buy that shit.
It's like what the heck? Why are you so rotten?
This is the thing. People will look at this movie and say, "Oh, her character wasn't that bad." I want people to start thinking differently.
Put yourself in that perspective.
That's what I was gonna say.
If you're a part of a team
it was real.
and your team member brings another part of the team, they say she's good, she's really good at her job.
She acts like that.
And she's just a total. She's a total. What is a non-curse word to describe her? Karen. Let's call her Karen.
She's not even a Karen.
She's just a total. She's just a mean, nasty girl, and you just like
sadity. That's a good word. Sadity.
Shut up.
She acts like she's better than you.
She's a narcissist. She's a narcissist.
Is it narcissism? I mean,
yes.
She was the center of everything.
And remember, she never apologized for her wrongdoings.
No, even though he was just as badly hurt as she was, if not more, because it was her fault.
Yeah.
Like, she basically hurt him. Mm-hmm. He hurt no one.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a victim. Mm-hmm. This entire movie.
Yep, but they tried to treat her like the victim. She ran away and went into the arms of somebody who would, coddle her.
But here's why I said I don't like when they put politics into movies like this. The best friend, he decides that the only way he can really help the community to protect themselves against tornadoes is to create some sort of tornado monitor, right? Like an alarm system.
Which they already have.
Yeah, they have it, but not at the level that,
No, they wanted to physically stop tornadoes from existing, which is impossible.
No, she wanted to do that in the beginning. I'm talking about later on. He just wanted to have a system in place where you knew exactly where a tornado was going to form before it formed. That's not something they have right now. Mm-hmm. And he knew that the only way to do that, being that her and his experiment failed in the beginning of the movie because of her folly, he would need the backing of investors and things like that. And of course that comes with the fact, like, it's a business. There needs to be profit. So these investors want to see something profitable from this, whereas he
So
wants to see
knew
the good cause.
he knew the game.
Right. He
knew the
realized
game.
he was going to have to sacrifice some things that he wanted to do a certain way in order to get what he truly wanted, which was to help people. Sure, people were going to have to pay money and any of that, but at the end of the day, people would have, because if you're living in an area like that, where tornadoes are tearing up shit every other week, you're going to pay virtually whatever you need to protect yourself. We live in a capitalist society, but this movie tried to treat capitalism like it was evil. Like, oh, you should just help these people just cause. No one's gonna do that. Like, there's no incentive for people to just help you just cause.
It's always a what's in it for me type deal.
That's what it is.
Even if you say you're doing it out of goodness of your heart, you're expecting something in return.
Everyone
Nothing is for free.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing in life is free. So, them treating him specifically like he's some sort of villain because he was going along with it, when we came to realize the entire time it wasn't that he wanted to do it that way. The only way he could get it done. He would love to just have billions of dollars and just do it himself, but he didn't have that. So he had to meet someone else in the middle, and it should have been her, but because of her arrogance and her killing all their friends, they weren't able to do that. She, in my opinion, is a villain this movie.
Yeah.
And the only redemption, quote unquote, that she really does get is when she's able to perfect her serum that she shoots into tornadoes to make them stop.
Hey.
But guess what she's gonna do?
You know what that is? An expensive waste of time.
Yeah.
Wonder why?
Why?
Then they have to physically be there to stop the tornado. Mm-hmm. What if that tornado drops, and then that tornado just so happens to be an EF2, meanwhile somewhere else an EF5 just dropped? Now what? You can't be in two places at once.
They're gonna have to do something that's gonna make you
You
laugh.
cannot tame.
This is what you're gonna do. They would have to take her invention, and they would have to now monetize it. Because they would have to make towns pay to have this shit available at all times.
But even then, it requires absorption. So there's going to be some levels of destruction.
Some levels. Some levels. Unless this guy, which now isn't going to happen because she foiled his plan, let's be honest. The best friend was creating technology where you could spot where the tornado was going to form before it formed. She had no idea how to do that by the end of the movie. All she could do was stop an already formed tornado.
And I'm also pretty sure that there was like a love triangle between her, him, and the cowboy.
Yeah, there was.
It's just like
there was. It was clear that he loved her from the very beginning. There were a couple comments that he made, but she just completely ignored it. She moved past the act like, whatever. And then she left him. When their friends died, she left him there.
To mourn by himself.
He had to move on, figure his life out, because he had no friends.
And she had help. She had help. And
she left her mom,
she's
too.
Thriving.
She left her mom. Barely even reached out to her mom for 5 years. She comes back and then finally visits her mom, and she's like, oh, hey, mom. It's like, damn, bro. That's how you get down? That's crazy. But she was not a likable character. And truthfully, if she had really helped him and maybe said, listen, I want to continue that invention we did, but she didn't want to because remember, she didn't really give a shit. She was going to go back to New York. She was only there for a favor. They could have worked together. He could have figured out
You just reminded me of something.
Wait. He could have figured out how to triangulate where the tornadoes are going to pop
go
up.
there and then
she could have figured out how to make it go away.
What's even a limit on that? Like, it stopped, the tornado that it stopped looked like an EF1/EF2. What if an EF5 monster demon tornado comes out that's a freaking mile wide? What are you doing? What are you going to do?
They would know if that's what's going to come if she
No, but I'm talking about with the devices that she already had. You drive into the tornado, you release these little things, and it stops the tornado in its tracks somehow, right? What if it's an EF5, 300 mile per hour winds, a mile wide, and it's just moving at 50 miles an hour? Because tornadoes don't just creep; they move at
they move pretty fast.
They move 30 to 50 miles an hour.
Well, you know what? This movie didn't really get into the science, but I'm sure they would just.
Hell no, they didn't get into the science. Otherwise, that red car would have been destroyed 3,000 times ago.
I'm sure that they would just science it away. You know, just say, oh, we need more of it, or we just need to change the formula ever so slightly. Whatever the case is, the way this movie is set up, they could have fixed that problem if the two of them had worked together. But really, by the end, she moves on with her life as a hero, and he actually let go of technology and an opportunity to probably better his own life, one, and two, save a lot of people by fulfilling that goal.
Not to mention the cowboy dropped everything to be with her. She moved away
Right.
and he chased her.
Right.
He got his truck towed, which means all his equipment, all the stuff. He sacrificed all of his equipment to be with her.
His podcast, everything. That whole lifestyle that he had.
Everything
that was his
ended
bread
up,
and butter.
Everything ended up so well for her. She
But
didn't.
you know what's
bruh.
gonna end up happening? This man gonna go back to New York with her, and like
Realize
2 months,
everything is so expensive, and
and like
go back.
in 2 months she's gonna be like, you gotta get a job. He's gonna be like, well, my job was chasing tornadoes. I was a business person. She's like, yeah, but you really can't, do that in New York. So,
Yeah, there's no storms here to chase.
all right. Why did you leave? She didn't have to go back to New York.
No, she
Her
could.
whole life.
Bro, she could have.
was
She could have
there.
went back. She could have went back. I don't care. But he shouldn't have went.
No, he shouldn't have went, especially since she treated leaving like it was nothing. After everything they went through, the montages, they seemed to be falling in love. She treated it like, it's just a fling.
Yeah, because her life is more important.
She's very
Her
selfish.
business and all of that stuff.
She was a very.
You need to
selfish
sacrifice for her, but she doesn't need to sacrifice for you.
character. She was a very selfish character.
That's why I said she was a Mary Stu. She gained everything. She lost nothing, because it's like, yeah, okay, she lost her friends in the beginning, but
Well,
it's like
she got the status. She got the guy. Okay, she was able to.
everybody was
complete her
was
invention.
in love with her. Everybody was attracted to her. She
Right.
was the smartest. She knew
Right.
everything.
Right.
It's like, come on. She couldn't.
She
even,
wasn't a likable character.
Even if she did no wrong, she did wrong. Or no, even if she did wrong, she could do no wrong. It's like, come on.
She wasn't a likable character from the very beginning. That didn't change at the end. However, I think
She
that
didn't even learn a lesson. What was her arc?
there was no lesson. This movie, for me, the part that I disliked the most is really what happened with the best friend. Because the best friend, he went through an arc. They gave a bit of a backstory. Like, he told her what he had gone through to get to that point in his life. He went through a lot of turmoil. He had to pick himself up, put himself back together after all his friends died and she left. And he found a route by which he could help people. And he was putting all of his energy into doing that. Like, he was super passionate about it. But by the end of the movie, he left all of that behind, and they really didn't go into detail showing what happened after that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what goes on with his life. If anything, she's the storm that came back into his life, fucked it all up, and then he was left devastated again, because that company's not letting you come back. And, word spreads.
Maybe she was on vacation, so.
No, word spreads. Everyone's going to know that he left at that critical moment. He's not getting his job back. He's not getting any more funding. That's it. He's done. So that decision he made sacrificed everything that he had been working for.
Yep.
You can't build that back up. It's done. Like, that's it. She gets to move on with her life. We don't see what happens with him. And that did bother me with the movie, that they just treated him like this useless character that was partially a foil toward the end, just to have some sort of, conflict. Whereas the cowboy in the beginning was treated like the foil. I thought he was going to be the rival in the whole throughout the movie. And he would have been a fun villain, a fun antagonist. But then they had to make it a love interest, because you can't have two attractive people in a movie and not have them immediately want to smash, right? So there's that. Was it a fun movie? Yeah. It's a fun movie if you could turn your brain off.
Yeah.
If you could turn your brain off, it's fun.
I like tornadoes. I watch storm chasers. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, wait a minute. So some things you can't turn off your brain. Your suspension of disbelief is a little broken.
Oh, that's cool. Why did we both? Okay, anyways. Yeah, I think for me, being that I'm not a tornado fanatic, so I was able to turn my brain off to a degree.
You don't have to be a fanatic to know that tornadoes suck really hard.
No, trust me, but I was able to turn my brain off to a degree and enjoy it. But the moment I turned my brain on, I really couldn't.
You couldn't handle it?
Nah. And then I couldn't turn back.
You couldn't, exactly.
I couldn't turn back.
Exactly.
I watched it by myself with my brain completely shut off. Then I watched it with you.
And you know what I think the main
ruined
issue
it.
is? They took the power away from tornadoes.
Well, I mean, they gave the tornado fire powers and water power. It was basically a bender.
No, it was just spectacle. Like if you watch the movie Into the Storm,
Nah, it's been a long time. You're gonna have to remind me. Of
storm chasers,
that. Okay, but
tornadoes.
I haven't really seen it. I don't recall what happened.
It was a dude who was obsessed with capturing tornado footage, and he got some of his people killed because of it. But he was so obsessed that, but then at the end, he had an arc. He felt bad. He saved the main characters and pretty much sacrificed himself in pretty much one of the biggest tornadoes in history.
Wow.
So yeah, he redeemed himself. But so in that movie, they showed you the power of a tornado. How like he had a tornado truck, right? He had the big tank that has the plates that goes down. Then he has the drills that drill into the thing and make it a movable object. Right? He had that, and the tornado was still throwing it around.
Because the winds were just that powerful.
The winds was powerful. It's a beast.
Right.
And they even took you out of the vehicle, where you were in like a tunnel and you had to hang on for dear life because the wind and the suction was just so powerful that you would just, if you let go even for a little bit, if your forearms and your grip strength failed, you're gone.
Damn.
They really made tornadoes they were scary. And they're just running towards tornadoes, going in them with the trucks, Yahoo! Making it seem like the tornadoes is nothing but a bunch of a dust funnel.
You know what it was? It was kind of like they turned this into a kid's movie. They took a plot that wasn't really for children, and then they said, okay, how can we expand the audience? And they said, let's make it a kid's film.
Yeah.
Let's make this shit PG-13. Let's make it super excitable and unrealistic, and hopefully we're gonna attract kids.
They put death in the beginning to try and remind us that tornadoes are deadly, but throughout the movie, we weren't shown that the tornadoes were powerful in any way. Like, they destroyed buildings, but nobody died. Nobody died.
There are some people that died toward the end in that movie theater scene. There were people that were flying out of the theater. But that's another thing.
Nobody cared about them.
Because they weren't main characters.
Exactly.
That's another thing about this movie too.
There's no
Every
feel of
time
stakes.
someone did die, they didn't show it. It wasn't graphic in any way, so
No,
it wasn't
they
a
weren't
visual
important.
impact. And then they weren't important.
Yo, I remember the story of the storm chaser that got killed by a tornado. I'm pretty sure it was a big tornado. It was like a mile-wide tornado.
Wow.
And they were driving down, and then the tornado was like going this way, they going this way, right? And then all of a sudden, the tornado just said, and then the tornado just absorbed him, and he was gone. All that was left was like his truck just mangled. So it's like, bro, these stories is crazy. So when you see a movie about a storm chaser that just trivializes how tornadoes are, it's just, tornadoes are scary things.
Yeah.
And they're just running into the tornadoes like, yeah, we're going to stop the tornado. Let me drive my very light truck in there. The tornado's on top of me. Now it's time to drill.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Well, we have to also think about the effect that this could possibly have on people maybe younger than us that haven't experienced a lot.
There's a lot of dumb people out there, and they would see this movie and think that they could do that. And then they'll be surprised when they're 100 feet in the air.
Right.
They're like, wait a minute, I'm not driving a plane. Ah!
Right. Like, there are people that are younger than us that might see this
Very
movie.
impressionable is the word that is
which is another reason why I think this kind of movie made for this audience.
Yeah, like if they want to bring science fiction into it and stuff like that, yeah, go ahead. but I want you to still at least display the raw power of a tornado.
Yeah.
It's not just a breeze.
No, this is not a fun frolic through the park.
It's an absolute, it's wind at its absolute. It's power. It's power incarnate, and it's a scary thing to be a part of, to experience. And they just downplayed it like it was just a freaking dust devil.
It's extremely dangerous. Do not try to become a tornado chaser.
It's a wind demon.
This
that
is
must be respected.
This is not like going to Coachella. Oh, we're just gonna go and watch this tornado concert, guys. Like, yes, like no, don't do it. This movie made it seem that way, but that's not what it is. You know, people really do die doing this sort of thing, and I don't know. It kind of just bothers me that they messed up the science so severely, because now that gives you a skewed perspective of what tornadoes are actually like.
Not to mention, of course, they took away the power of a tornado. If the power,
they also made tornadoes seem like a big old party to just go and watch.
Tornado's just a big bitch. It's just a big bitch.
No, sir. It's a big bitch, but it's not the type of big bitch
people gonna try and go into the tornado with their pickup truck, and they gonna get
picked up.
Yeah.
And thrown down.
There was a video of a pickup truck similar to the one that was used in there to stop the tornado on a highway, and a little tiny tornado went over it. That freaking truck said it did 360s, kick flips, impossibles, nollies, ollies. It was doing all the Tony Hawk tricks, and then when it miraculously it landed on its wheels.
Yeah, but the driver threw up 20 times.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Did he live?
The truck, yeah, he was fine. He survived.
Wow.
The truck was stationary for a minute because the driver was just like,
dude was like, he was having after spin.
Bro, he's like, yo, right? And then after like a whole second, the driver drove off because he finally got his bearings. Bro,
wow.
I'm pretty sure you barely even saw that tornado.
Wow.
Right? Because it wasn't powerful enough to pick up that much destruction yet, but it was still strong enough to throw around this truck like it was a toy.
Yeah. It wasn't powerful enough to cause enough destruction.
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure I can find.
That's concerning. The fact that dude just drove off, man, that's a tough guy. Most people would just be freaking out.
Is this it?
Look at the lightning in there.
That's not lightning.
Oh, those are the power lines?
That's the power lines being destroyed.
That's his truck right there? No, start that over. Because I didn't see where his truck was from the beginning. Oh boy.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's just straight spinning. Dude's truck just did a breakdance.
Yeah, it was breaking. It did the spinneroonie. And look, he was standing there for, he's like, the truck.
Damn.
And they went into something that was more intense than this. This tornado, it doesn't seem as focused, right? But that one, it was like, and it was really tight. And then they went in
it. Is this the video you were talking about? Or something?
That's the one he was talking about. It flipped around, it did all this stupidness, and it just stayed. The truck stayed there like, yo.
Well, it's because
I almost became a hashtag.
For one, it's because he didn't go airborne. If he had gone airborne.
Yeah, the tornado wasn't powerful enough to pick it up, but it was strong enough to flip it around.
It was strong enough to make it do some rolls, a couple spins.
Bro,
it was breakdancing better than that lady from Australia.
If this truck was in that Olympics, it would have got some points.
Yeah, he would have got points for real. She did better than, what's her name?
Ray Gun.
She was OD'd. But
I mean, she did what she wanted, right? She got famous. Now everybody know who Ray Gun is.
Yeah, everybody hates her.
Everybody know who Ray Gun is.
She's making money because everybody hates her. But anyways,
turn that into a logo.
This man lived because his truck did not go airborne. Even if it went airborne for just a few seconds, in that few seconds,
I'm pretty sure if the tornado was strong enough to pick it up, it would have held it for a while.
It would have launched him.
Yeah, it would have launched them.
Dude would have got smacked into a tree.
Thank God that he didn't go airborne, because if he would have went airborne,
that would have been it.
Yeah.
That would have been it.
Because I don't think there's maybe you go a little bit airborne. It's either you don't go airborne or you're going for a ride.
You go airborne, just pray. Let's finish this trailer though, because I just want to. I actually never watched the trailer. I want to see what they did with it. Can you Bill?
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, dudes. This is interesting. Who are they?
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself a
This little
tornado wave.
celebrity.
If you feel it.
He's so positive.
It's all about morale. He's boosting morale as well.
Yeah.
You know, our crew is not like your crew.
Yeah. Your crew's dead.
Oh shit.
PhDs and fancy tech.
No.
Sometimes the old ways are better than the new.
Well, you can always trust a guy who puts his face on a t-shirt.
So what? Look at all of the happiness that he's doing.
Are those fireworks?
Yes, ma'am. You got quite the reputation, city girl. You think you can disrupt a tornado?
In theory.
But in the field, in the moment, I got it wrong.
We never had a chance.
That was the only time the power was actually flexed. Every other time, no. That was the only tornado that felt like a genuine tornado. Everything else was just a glorified cloud.
Go faster.
At the very end, when it ripped the movie, like over here.
Because the stakes have to be raised, so they introduced an EF5,
Yeah.
and then it's like,
That felt like a tornado. It was just
It's
short-lived.
all right to be scared. Fear's the reason you do it.
how about they make a movie about just surviving a tornado instead of trying to tackle
We
it?
ride 'em.
We'll pause. Let's pause this real quick. Oh, the perfect scene too.
Yeah, right there. That's what they said.
Fire
He
tornado.
was like, yeah, the fire tornado. So you get cooked and you get thrown around. I'm like, yeah, sure, but it's like, you can see that thing coming.
You can see it. It's glowing.
It's glowing.
Even at night.
Exactly. You
You
can
know,
see
you
it
can
coming.
see it. You can't see a water tornado,
You can't-
which I just learned today.
Rain wrapped.
Rain wrapped.
That's
tornado.
what it's called. It's not a water tornado.
Hey, listen.
Actually,
I'm not tornado.
a tornado
educated.
in the ocean that's just sucking up pure water and not any dust.
That's
That's
not
called.
called a tornado.
It's called a water spout.
water spout.
A water spout.
Okay.
They're pretty much water tornadoes. but
That was
they're
like
called
when
water spout.
the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
No, that is a whirlpool.
Whirlpool. So a water spout is smaller?
A water spout goes up, not down. It's like
Whirlpools go
it's
down.
like a tornado going up, but it's water that's being sucked up.
Water's being sucked up.
Yeah.
So it's upside down. So it's like an upside down funnel.
No,
Right.
it's a funnel going. It's like a tornado, but instead of dust, it's water.
Does shit just pop out the ocean? I've
Yes,
never seen it before.
It's like water.
like I'm honestly, this is kind of cool. I've never seen that shit before. So it just like pops out. Let's take a look. See, whoop whoop. Of course, the internet. You know, just wanna loading, 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 loading. Fuck is they zooming on the beach for? Man?
Yeah, come on.
Damn. Skip. That's the shit right.
That's the water spout. The water is being sucked
Yeah, I see
up.
it trailing too.
Yeah, because it's moving this way. That water spout's gonna turn into a
Damn.
land spout real quick.
Wow. So that's a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
But it's over the ocean. So it's sucking water up. Pause.
And it
Yeah.
became a
Turns
land.
into what? That's pretty cool. Kind of scary as shit, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, no man.
This is a more healthy water spout.
Oh yeah, you can really see it's defined.
90 foot wide.
That's wild. That is, you're not escaping that. You're not escaping that.
So
Tornadoes are cool. This movie glorified tornadoes, but it wasn't
it
tornado
glorified
accurate.
tornadoes. It took away a lot of its power.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure Into the Storm, all of the tornadoes that they ran into came with stakes. Like,
Yeah.
like you sense the danger in every tornado. In this one, you've only sensed the danger from the one in the beginning and the one in the end. All of the tornadoes between was just
It was fun.
yeah.
They were literally going to visit these tornadoes for fun. It was like a whole tornado fun montage.
But here's the thing, though. I didn't feel anything.
What about what?
Every tornado encounter, but I didn't feel anything. If you take away enough of the tornado's power, when you reintroduce it at the end, it's just like.
You know what it also was though? Even though they reintroduced the power when certain objects were flying around, but when they were in the movie theater, for example, this thing ripped off the entire wall of the movie theater and opened it up. But when people were going outside, when the people were getting yanked, it wasn't this abrupt just yank. They were kind of floating up and then like freaking Wizard of Oz type shit. Like they were just wee.
I'm pretty sure I gotta rewatch Into the Storm, but Into the Storm, I feel from what I remember, I felt every encounter with the storm, especially the one at the end. Like all of the encounters were dangerous.
I'll have to watch that.
We could watch it probably tonight or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
but all of the encounters were like dangerous, and then the final one, the EF5, that one was catastrophic.
Insane.
Like tornado movies, they need to really pump your blood. They really need to drag the adrenaline out of you. And this one, they made it so safe that I didn't feel nothing.
Well, me not being a real fanatic or even knowing a lot about tornadoes, I know that it is a natural phenomenon, and it's one of the most destructive natural phenomenon on the planet. I didn't feel like this was the most destructive natural phenomenon on the planet from watching this movie, except for that last scene. That last scene, they showed it just tearing apart the town, but it also didn't feel realistic.
You want to know why? Because, like I said, with the enhanced Fujita scale, where if you have a tornado that has 200 mile per hour winds, it's like 100 feet wide, its wind speeds, it's very destructive, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It's an EF 0 because it's about how much damage it causes, not its structure, its size or stability and stuff like that. So most of the tornadoes that they ran into were nice enough to spawn in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So you didn't really see the destruction until the EF5 came and wanted to be a bully for the first time and say, you know what, it's time I run my way through. But Into the Storm, was it Into the Storm? Or was it something else? I remember there was a scene where it was a tornado and they were in a school, and the tornado went over the school and destroyed it, and the people were trapped under the school, and there was water being funneled in because the tornado was destroying everything, bursting pipes and stuff. So it was a race against the clock because he had to save his son from drowning under debris of rubble that was thrown there by the tornado. So it was like, even when the tornado was done, there's still damage being dealt.
I haven't watched a lot of tornado movies, but
let me see. That scene that I was talking about.
Comments. Give us let us know what that movie is.
That
we
scene,
can't find it.
Yeah, that scene. I don't think that was Into the Storm.
How much time do we have left on this? Yeah, we gotta wrap up.
Because
regular Twister?
No, you want to know why? Okay, this is how I remember. The dude who was in the movie who played the son was the dude that played Fred from iCarly. He was in that movie, and I think he was the one that almost drowned. So that narrows it down a bit. So it's a tornado movie. So
yeah,
it's not Into the Storm. Oh, it was Into the Storm.
Okay. Now I have to give that movie a watch. I mean, it seems like a pretty fantastic storyline. What would you rate this movie, by the way, since this is a review video? Twisters.
As someone who would have liked to see a more realistic interpretation of a tornado, I'd give this a 3. If I wanted to turn my brain off and watch a bunch of rednecks go through a tornado and I was like, woohoo! Yee-haw! I'd probably give it a 6.
Okay. With my brain off, it was a 7 for me. Brain on, it was about a 5.
See, this is the scene.
Yeah, that's crazy. Brain on.
Okay, so it wasn't him. It was the brother.
Yeah. Overall, movie is okay.
This is the beast that's supposed to tackle.
That's a tank.
That's what's supposed to go
We're putting
through.
that in the damn.
This is what's supposed to be going through it.
That's
Not no pickup truck.
That's a damn tank. That is insane.
So they have drills under it that digs in.
Yeah, but plates come
and then
out
they
from
got
the
the
side.
plates that goes
So
down
there's no
to
underdraft.
Yeah, so they don't pick it up.
Okay,
from
they
the
took
under.
physics into account in that movie.
Yes, but
Not this movie.
because this was based off of a
A real
let
story.
me calm down.
It was based off a real
It
story.
was based off of a real vehicle.
Oh, I didn't know that was a.
Yes, this is a real vehicle.
Okay. That's pretty lit. Well, we're gonna just watch a couple of these. Give us a second. I don't even see anything. It's just, oh, never mind.
So this is inside of that vehicle that you saw. This is real. You hear that sound? That's the wind.
Yeah, I know.
The tornado's getting closer. Because oh yeah, the pressure is popping your ears as well. You hear this? You hear the sound? It's so powerful, it's breaking the mic. Tornado's not even on them yet.
Bro, if he went outside, he's done for.
Yes, he's dead.
If you open your door, it's flapping off.
If you open the door would rip open, rip off, and take everyone that was inside outside.
That looks like you're going through a car wash, but on like a million. Can't even hear what they're saying.
But you hear it's distorted.
Wow. That's scary. Why is he that close to the shit?
He's not close to it. He's in it.
Why is he in it? With the
He's
car he drilled and everything?
He's a storm. Yes, that's the storm chaser. He got the drills, he got the flaps, he got the tank, he got the weight, and here's what he did.
Is this gonna show the center? Like the eye of the storm?
No.
Well, the tornado center is still loud as hell.
Yeah.
That's another thing they got wrong in this movie, by the way. In the center of the tornado, they made it quiet as if you were in a hurricane.
Yeah, no. Hurricanes are different. The eye of the storm, the outer rim of the eye is the deadliest part, and then
The center of the tornado
center
is
is
not
calm.
quiet in a tornado.
yeah, the center of a hurricane is still like there's not even wind.
This movie, the center was quiet, and it just made it this majestic thing. It was like,
And then you, of course, the window is thick, it's bulletproof, it's a tank.
I know that they're in a car that is equipped for this, but I'd still be terrified.
They probably were. Their adrenaline, their heart rate, their beats per minute would probably surpass 200.
Because any little slip and you're fucked.
Yeah, and he looked like if the car even moved a little bit,
They're fucked.
yeah,
It's lifting.
yeah. Sometimes you gotta drill, and if it seems weak, you gotta undrill, go somewhere else, and then re-drill. Because if your car slips, that's a little bit of crack under there. Once a little wind gets up there, more wind, and there you go. I don't know. They're not even in the tornado anymore because you can see the surroundings a little bit. The tornado's leaving, but you still can't hear nothing. For them, they're inside of a tornado and they can still have full conversations.
Man, that's crazy.
You cannot have a conversation, even in this thing that's supposed to be a tornado proof. You
They
can't
need
even
to-
have a conversation left and right because
They
it's
need
too
to
loud.
redo a tornado movie, and I need to get that type of energy.
That shit is terrifying.
That's scary. And there's no CGI or anything, guys.
Oh, look.
is just a real
It's
video.
rain. This might have been a rain wrap tornado as well.
It's probably why you can't see shit. But
Yeah, the closer you get, you can't see nothing. That's
it's
another
just straight
thing.
up
'cause
gray.
The rain would obscure your vision even further.
that's terrifying. Oh my god.
And that's the tornado leaving. Where's the tornado? It's like over here somewhere.
Nah. I could watch a movie about that because my heart is racing a little bit just watching that. That's very uncomfortable because it's fucking real. Mm-hmm. This was too excitable and it is what it is. It's just super unrealistic.
Someone chose the wrong settings on the car wash.
This is right. It's like a car wash on a million, man. But yeah, everybody, thanks for watching the video. Stay away from tornadoes and
He said that was insane. Tornado turns around.
Yo!
Because tornadoes can do that. They can just.
Right.
You know what? I think I, need
just
to go
want
back.
to go right back.
And then round two.
Fight!
If
not surviving
if
round two.
Hurricane Sandy can come back for round two, a tornado could do the same thing.
That's insane.